Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker, and today we're going to be talking about Bishopscourt because I just did a track day up there with this lovely machine, my 1996 GSX-R 750 SRAD. Now, how'd it go? Really well, really well. I really enjoyed it. There are a few things though that I know people are going to ask me. Well, not know, I assume some people are going to ask me because there's always some questions after these track days. So I'm going to try and address them before they pop up, I suppose. As always in the track day breakdown. So without further ado, let's talk about how it went on this lovely bike. So we started out it's 3.5 hours from Kilkenny, where I live, up to Bishopscourt, and I went to Bishopscourt with Chunky Mitts, who also has a GSX-R 750. He's a K1 or K2. It's a 750 and a 600 frame. It's the one you saw here a few weeks ago that was in the shed. But anyway. He had a great day, I had a great day. Nobody came off from our extended group, which was really nice. I met some really nice people up there, one of them whose name is also Michael, so shout out to him. He had a nice fast Z900. He was fairly turned up. You'll actually see him in one of the actual on-board videos later on. Today, there'll be 2 today and 2 tomorrow. I'm just going to release them like that. Because YouTube doesn't like when I put them all out together, so I'm going to release them one by one. But basically, Bishopscourt, what did I think of the track? Well, the track is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. It's a very fast track, very flowy track. In my opinion, it's less technical than Mondello, but that is not to say it's easy. I think if you make a mistake on Bishopscourt and some of the higher speed sections, it's going to bite you a lot harder than, say, my crash on Mondello bit me, because obviously the higher the speed, the higher the consequences a lot of the time. So that is one thing to note. But I think, like Mondello, I think anyone can go up and have a crack at Bishopscourt. It's pretty well organised, have to say. The one thing that I would like to have better maybe is I'm very deaf and it's very loud track days, so louder, clearer PA system would be great. But to be fair, you kind of figured it out after a while. So it is a minor complaint. There's toilets on site, there was food there all day, lots of spaces set up. We had a tent for the day beside the van. So myself and Chunky Mitts set up our bikes and tire warmers and all that crack there. Plenty of power points to rent power from. It was like £10 for the day, or €15 for the day for all the power you want. So that was, again, that was a good one. We literally just rented one power point and we had all 4 tire warmers running off that one power point. So I know some people might think that's expensive. For me, it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to bring your own generator. It's probably going to cost you the same to run the generator and fuel for the day, and it's going to be loud. So I thought that was well worth it. How did the bike run? Perfectly, to be honest. You'll see in 1 or 2 of the first sessions. I'm going to upload 4 altogether because I forgot to record the very first session because we were kind of in a rush, and then there was one session that was very short just before lunch, so I don't think there's any point in showing that. There was only one real lap in there. But the bike ran perfectly except for my gear shifts. You'll probably see that I'm struggling in, I think, the first 2 videos with actually getting the gears to change. I'm not sure how it happened, but it seems that I lost a washer in my gear shifts. But I don't know, is it that or was the bearing binding in the actual shift arm, which is possible after the rainy track day. Either way, I disassembled it, put a little bit of grease on and added an extra washer, which freed it up nicely. And then for my last 2 sessions or 3 sessions or whatever it might have been, I had lovely crisp gear changes, which made a huge difference to how much I was enjoying the day and also to my pace. Also, this was my first ever track day using like track tires with tire warmers. I have a Dunlop D212 GP Pro Compound 2 that I got off Moto Dragon because he didn't want it anymore. Sorry, James, but thanks for the good deal. And then I bought a Dunlop D213 GP Pro Compound 1, which I think is hard for the front, which wore just fine as well. Definitely a lot less wear on the front, so I'm not sure, do I need to run my pressures lower or whatever else? I'll figure that out as I go. But my grip was excellent. I didn't have any slips all day. Really quite easy to use, to be honest. Get the tires put on, slap on the tire warmers when you get there and put them on between sessions. I did turn them off for lunch for a while, but other than that, really not a big deal. I was kind of nervous about using tire warmers and track tires because I'd never done it before, but to be honest, I think it's well worth doing. Did give me the confidence I had in those tires after using them for a couple of sessions. I really am looking forward to getting back up to Mondello in the dry and trying these things out up there to see the difference they make, because the confidence I had leaning on them, and I haven't even used all the way to the edge on the left hand side. It was a right hand track. I have used all the way to the right hand side and the right hand side, but the confidence they give you in leaning the bike over and the grip you have is phenomenal. Highly recommend. If you get into your track days and you're doing them a lot, it's worth doing. As Chris and Chunky Mitts put, with tire warmers and track tires, you can push straight from the off, whereas with the road tires, you do have to give a lap or two every session over to get them up to heat, which obviously means that you're losing time you could be pushing, having more fun every time, so they'll eventually pay for themselves. I really like that rationale in my brain, so that's what I'm going to use. I like it. Other than that, again, suspension setup, the changes that I made previously, well, I didn't make them, the changes that Dean from Motomax Suspension made previously, worked really well on this track as well. I had so much confidence in the bike. My brakes were working perfectly, bike ran perfectly. You'll see that it's just revving up lovely. There's no drops in it. The one thing I was disappointed in was my kind of top speed along the straight. The max speed I hit throughout the day was 204 kilometers per hour, and I think there's more there. So I don't know, will I put on a dyno jet kit onto this, make it a little bit faster? I'll see. I might rejet it. I'm not sure yet. Probably not this year anyway, because we're coming to an end of track day season. That was the last track day of this year up in Bishopscourt, which also makes me sad because I had a blast up there. I know Aiden/Chunky Mitts did too. We both drove. Well, I drove. He sat on his lazy ass in the van on the way back down straight afterwards, which was, again, 3.5 hours down. And I mean, we were just blown away by how much fun the track was. We got great weather, in fairness. The weather was important, but just being out in the track, and there was very few crashes. I think there's only 2 crashes all day that resulted in flags, like red flags. There was only one of them in our session. There was obviously a fairly hefty one in intermediates because it delayed for a while, but 2 flags all day, so can't complain with that. Cannot complain with that. So it, from that perspective, it ran nice and smooth. But yeah, really nice to meet everyone who I met up there. I hope you had as much fun as I did, because it was a blast. There's one of the new friends you'll see in the first video is he's on a Fireblade. I overtook him only on the first session. I didn't see him again after that. He got to grips with the track a bit, I think. And then there's also another new amigo on an MT10 who I caught a few times. But Chunky Mitts, I could not keep up with. He was far too fast, as was Paul, a friend from Cork, who was on a Blackbird and was absolutely tearing that thing up. So really cool to see everyone up there, especially when I didn't expect to see Paul. He would just happen to be there, which was cool. But yeah, no, it was really good, really good. Used a lot of fuel. It's definitely a fuel intensive track, and I would hope to get a lot more sessions out of these tires. I don't know how long track tires last, so I will let you know as they go. Any changes for the next track day in Mondello, which is coming up soon? The only thing I'm going to do is change my front sprocket. At the moment I have a 1546 setup. I think I'm going to go to a 1446 setup for Mondello, just to try use more of the what the bike can do in Mondello, because at the moment I'm really only using up to 5th gear. There's another gear there, I can use more of that engine, so why not gear it to try use as much as is possible, just to get the power down around the track and see what time I can set for the year. And that'll be it then for Mondello. I'll just be like, okay, that's my time, I'm happy. What else? The new clip-ons, actually, yeah, the new clip-ons worked a treat. Gave me all the clearance I needed to actually have my speedometer and rev meter on there, which was really nice. Definitely let me kind of dial in where I wanted to shift gears. And Anything else worth mentioning? The quick shifter from Andre, Vector QS, if you want one. That thing is still working brilliantly. That's done several track days now, and it's just perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. A quick shifter, does it make me any faster? I don't know, probably ever so slightly faster, but it's just fun. it's really fun to have a quick shifter, especially on a 25-year-old bike, because I don't think people expect it either. So it's a cool thing to have. It's a cool thing to have. So would I recommend Bishopscourt? Yes, absolutely. I recommend Mondello as well. Which track is better? I'll just try nip that in the bud. Neither. They're both very different tracks. Bishopscourt is faster, more flowy. I think Bishopscourt would be more fun on a 1000cc, like a proper super bike, because you just have the power down the straight. But I know myself and Chunky Mitts were looking up the times afterwards, and there's not a huge difference time-wise between like professionals on super bikes and super sports, so 1000cc and 600cc. So I mean, if you're fast on a 600, you can have just as much fun up there as if you're fast on a 1000. I don't know, I just think it'd be really cool to have a 1000 on that main straight, because it's so long. You can get very fast on there, which is cool. But definitely I think a couple of changes on this bike would make it a lot more effective up there, just to get that a little bit of extra pace down the straight, you know. Sorry, my battery ran out there. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so extra power down the straight would be nice. We'll see. Dynajet kit might happen in the future, we'll see. Other things I want to mention is I got a new helmet. This is track only really. It is a HJC Alpha 11. Seamus and Freeman Motorcycles actually picked out the colour because I wanted an Alpha. I was looking for an Alpha, and then he advised Alpha 11 because it doesn't have the drop down sun visor and stuff. So I really like this thing. It was super comfy. Came with 2 visors, 1 pin lock insert. I'll probably get a second pin lock insert just so I have both the visors pin locked. And yeah, really happy with it. I love HJC helmets anyway. Obviously my other helmet is also HJC. Very happy with them. But this is really like, it's just tasty, isn't it? It's just I really like it. I really like it. I'm a bit of a helmet nerd anyway. I will get an Rollei at some point as well, but HJC haven't let me down. I know lots of people have crashed with HJCs, so I trust them. I like them. I like their brand, and I think for what you get for the price, they're excellent. But yeah, if you're looking for HJC, also shout out to Freeman. Give them a call, and they'll get you the HJC of your desires, provided it's in stock, because so much stuff is out of stock at the moment. I also did track timing, so you'll see on all of my videos that go up, you'll see lap times pop up. Those lap times are captured with this. It's a Q-Stars 818 XT at 10 Hertz. So it's a little GPS receiver basically. I connect that to my phone. I will have my phone in my pocket here, and then that does my track times with Race Chrono Pro. I have the Pro version of it. It's like €20 forever. Very well worth it. This is about €100, and I get all good, accurate lap times. And what I'm going to do the next time out in Mondello that I haven't tried yet because I've been mounting a camera there, but I'm going to try mounting cameras other places, is I'm going to put on my Ultimate Add-ons phone case here on my stem mount and actually try show my splits and stuff as I go, because you have a live screen on the phone. So I'm going to actually try use that with the Ultimate Add-ons mount thing. So I have a little extendo arm for the Ultimate Add-ons, and I'll put it there, because all I need to see is my revs, and then I can have my splits over to my left. So I can try actively attack sections that I'm slowing down on and stuff, so that'll be really cool. So yeah, that's it. The sessions are coming. They're pretty much all uncut. As always, I want people to actually see the full track, mistakes and all, like my full sessions, mistakes and all, and then to see my progression, if there is any progression throughout the sessions. And the reason I upload those full sessions, like I've said in the past, it's number one, it's for me, because I want to be able to watch them. I want to be able to watch them back, show people, and actually look at them to see, okay, I made a mistake there, I could be faster there, that was a bad line, etc. But also to show other people who might want to go on these tracks that, like, I'm a pretty basic rider. I'm not special, I'm not especially talented or fast. Anyone can do what I'm doing. This is a 25-year-old SRAD. You can afford one of these. You know, what I'm doing, the way I'm doing it is an affordable way to do it. Granted, I went a bit overboard and put, like, you know, track tires and stuff on. You could easily run an SRAD like this with road tires. Those S22s were absolutely fantastic for the road, for the road and track. So you don't need to do all the things I'm doing, basically. You can do track days on a relatively small budget. Get yourself something like an SRAD. Get the injected one to make your life even easier. You can do track days. Yeah, that's it really. So if you watched, thank you very much for watching. As always, a very special thank you to my patrons. I know some of you are super interested in track days, some of you aren't. I apologise to the ones who aren't. I know I'm a little bit obsessed with them at the moment, but what can you do? And yeah, until next time, thank you again for watching. Adios. Outro, crew. Oh, I must show you this back tyre. That's been used fairly well. Oh, 1 second. Number one. Sorry, just look. Look at that helmet. It's so pretty. Or, you know, focus on it so you can look at it. Look at it. It's so pretty. So pretty. Anyway, this is my track tyre, and as you can see, it's been well used. Yeah, Bishopscourt is definitely more right-hand heavy, but yeah, these things are super sticky. I really enjoyed using it. And the front tyre, which looks barely used in comparison, also very, very sticky when it's heated up properly. But yeah, have to say, immensely enjoyed that track day again. Immensely enjoyed that bike. So yeah, bye outro crew.